Hello!
And welcome
to Nightmare Nation!
A paranormal-themed podcast where we talk about haunted places around the world.
And scary things.
And ghosts.
And demons.
And cemeteries.
And witches.
And insane asylums.
And UFOs.
And aliens.
And serial killers.
Yep.
I almost lost it that time.
We usually get stuck after like 3, so that felt like a good one.
Well, I mean, the one episode a while ago, I got stuck when we first started. So
sometimes, sure.
There's
sometimes
that.
your brain just pauses.
My brain pauses all the time.
It took a quick nap.
Mine takes naps all day.
BRB.
I don't want to function right now, so we're just going to close you down.
Done.
And then it just makes me sound stupid and ditzy, and then I'm like... I promise you guys, when I listen to myself, I'm like, oh my God, Anna, stop.
You do not sound stupid or ditzy.
I feel like I do.
The people who sound ditzy are the people who we were relentlessly making fun of. That dude, that's kind of voice like that. And that's not you.
Oh, good.
You have a strong tone.
Voluptuous voice.
You sound like an independent, salt of the earth kind of gal.
I'm an independent girl. I ain't need no man.
That's my favorite kind of woman.
I know.
That's why we're married.
Exactly.
Okay. So guys, this is a really special episode.
This is the best episode ever.
We're so excited because it's officially our 1-year anniversary.
1-year anniversary. Can you believe
Not
it?
of being married, of starting this
Holy
podcast.
Shit.
Yes.
I can't believe it's already been a year.
It's gone by so quickly.
I literally feel like we're on like episode 10.
I know. It's kind of insane. And I have to remember too that we have like a couple random episodes of bloopers in between. So like really, this is like over 50 episodes now.
It is.
Which is insane.
It is 50 episodes because we got an email saying, congratulations on
your
50
episode.
Episodes.
I know. So we're celebrating by having some champagne.
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 It's delicious.
It is delicious.
Good old $6.99 bottle of champagne.
Spumante.
That is $6.99, not $699.
Oh, hell no.
I ain't got that type of money to spend on fucking champagne. It's just champagne.
We may be real classy when it comes to making craft cocktails.
Yes.
But not when it comes to champagne.
No, champagne, give me the cheap shit. I don't care. I don't drink it enough to care.
It does the job in the moment.
Exactly.
When we need it.
And it's even better with orange juice in it.
It never lets you down.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because it's bubbly.
Exactly.
It's not cold.
Nope, just bubbly.
Just bubbly.
So yeah, we're celebrating tonight because, wow, it's been a ride. And man, how far we've come since our first episode.
Oh my gosh, our first episode. I feel like we need to go back and just listen to it.
We need to just like delete it. We
because
were
it's
so
really,
nervous
really
and awkward. And I wasn't using the microphone correctly. And I didn't know how to edit properly.
Hi guys, welcome to Nightmare Nation.
Hi, we like scary things. And we're really awkward, so...
But now we just don't fucking care.
Yeah, we've gotten to that fuck it moment where it's like whatever comes into my brain comes out of my mouth and the filters are just gone.
It's just gone.
And
because, it's entertaining for you. So,
it's more entertaining, at least for us, when we're not trying to be all reserved and professional sounding. Not that we ever sounded professional, but when we
attempted to.
We tried to sound more, not professional, let's say like composed.
Yes.
And it was just...
It's just not natural for us.
It's just not natural.
We're not composed people.
We're messy.
We are.
And random.
Yeah.
As fuck.
We don't give two shits.
So that's probably what you're going to get tonight, especially after champagne.
Oh, gosh. And also, we haven't seen each other for like a week and a half.
Yes.
Or so.
I had a potential COVID scare.
So we wanted to be safe and not be around each other. So that's why you guys got bloops last week.
You're welcome.
Ooh, but now we're back together and it just feels so great.
Yeah. So if we seem extra hyper during this episode... It's because we've gone almost a month without seeing each other.
It's ridiculous.
Which
That's
is
the longest...
kind of bananas.
Yeah. Since we started this podcast, it's the longest we haven't seen each other, and it's just unacceptable.
Withdrawal.
Yeah.
Like, major withdrawals.
I don't know how we went before this podcast 2-3 months without seeing each other.
Right? Like
fuck.
what were we doing with our lives?
The worst.
I don't understand. Like, what the fuck?
Yep. Now this is our new normal. You're stuck with us. She's stuck with me.
Oh,
so.
shit. I was trying to get out of it somehow, but
you can't because we're married and there's no divorcing me.
I guess not.
So, sorry, not sorry.
Do you want to join my marriage with Satan?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Duh.
Cool.
All your marriages are my marriages.
He's kind of getting jealous of you, so we should probably
Satan, call me your
include him.
shit. Oh my gosh, the other day at work,
Speaking of Satan. Excellent transition.
I get an email from Colin, and it's this picture, and it's so in our work in progress sheet, we have a total number of work orders that we need to get done, and it was like, someone please close a work order, Satan's coming, and the number was 666. I was like, oh no, the devil's coming for us. And then my other coworker writes back, she's like, not today, Satan, and then takes a screenshot, and it was 665.
Oh my
So
god,
she
that's
closed one.
amazing. 665. Not today, Satan. That's hilarious.
So
oh my
it's
god.
like, oh, this is so perfect.
So that's why he likes our podcast,
Yes.
right? Because he's that kind of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
They all are.
That's
It's
hilarious.
great. They're my favorite.
Someone I got my tattoo touched up today.
Touched up today.
That's
I'm gonna
the
go get my
champagne
touched
talking.
up.
And one of the artists had a framed piece of art that said "Not Today, Satan" hanging in her cubicle area.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, not cubicle, but like the little whatever her space
Sitting
is.
properly in her little cubicle.
Yep, as one does at a tattoo parlor.
Exactly.
You know, so
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
All right, friends.
So speaking of satanic, horrible, terrifying, nightmare-inducing fuel.
This is a nightmare-inducing fuel for me. Okay.
Yeah.
We're taking you to Tonopah, Nevada.
To a very, very special place.
Not special at all.
It's real special.
It's
the most special.
like my worst nightmare. I never want to go here. We're never going to go here.
Do you have chlorophobia?
Yup, I do.
Do you really?
Yup, I fucking hate clowns, guys.
We're going to the
Clowns.
Clown Motel.
Clown Motel. Fuck no.
It's
just no.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Exactly what it is.
It's a motel full of clowns.
Clown figurines.
Yes.
Clown
Lots of dolls.
books and dolls and life-size dolls of clowns, and I'm literally just so uncomfortable talking about this right now.
She's like making weird
oh.
gestures right now.
I'm so uncomfortable.
So
like, is my
in
heart rate
general-
going up? We're at 84.
You can tell with your brand new Fitbit. So
Oh, God.
I feel like even if they weren't clowns in general, this is why like the Isla de las Muñecas was so freaky, because any like large collection of dolls in general, small little porcelain figurines, dolls, it's like when they're also clowns, which for some reason are just so much more terrifying than normal dolls. I can only imagine.
I honestly, I don't know where my fear came from. I just don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just all of a sudden started hating clowns, and I have no reason. I've never been attacked by clowns.
Does anyone like clowns?
There are some
though?
people that like clowns.
Like the guy who bought the motel.
Yeah, he loved clowns.
He did love clowns. I don't know. I wonder if it's like part of our like American culture of like taking clowns and putting them in like horror movies.
That
and
could
like
be.
or maybe it's the fact that like no one could ever smile that hard and be genuine. Like something about a freaking painted smile just seems like really disingenuous.
I'm so happy.
I want to eat your heart.
Like it.
Yeah.
It just
Like
sucks
it,
you.
exactly.
He's a fucking creepy clown.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my God.
I love
his
those movies.
Face. Oh.
So much. I love those movies. And Bill Skarsgård or whatever did such a good job playing Pennywise.
He did.
My God,
He did
it
really
was
good.
So good.
So good.
Can
we just talk about when we went to, was it Screamtown last year?
Yes.
And we went into, so it was a giant silo circle thing, okay?
Yep.
So they had this little laser light that it cut the tank in half. So then you couldn't see below you, and there was smoke.
Because
so
there's like
smoke,
foggy stuff like below the waist.
Yeah. So you couldn't see anything.
Nope.
Ben's in front of me, I'm next, and then it's Anders and Andy behind.
Hello.
Anders and Annie.
That's me. Hello. I'm your co-host. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm glad we're doing this podcast together.
Oh, good. Me too.
So it's Anders and Annie behind me. Ben sees something out of his corner of his eyes and starts walking faster towards the door. All of a sudden, in the fucking corner of this goddamn tunnel, a clown pops up and starts chasing after me. Mm-hmm. Ben's sitting over there laughing his ass off, and I'm running towards Anders like, fucking, come help me.
Help.
Like, get this fucking thing away.
Have I told you about the time when I got carried off into the corn by a clown?
No.
Okay, so...
Oh, no.
And I'm not exaggerating. I literally got picked up and carried away into a cornfield because
Jesus.
In the town where we went to college in Iowa, they had this amazing, awesome, I freaking loved it. They had a haunted corn maze for Halloween every year. And it was actually really funny because it was one of the first times I hung out like with Anders as part of a group of friends. And he was just like, he was starting to develop like a crush on me. And I just kind of knew him as the guy who liked to hang out with the people on my floor. So he got invited to go. And he was like loving it because every time I was scared, he could be like, "Oh, I'll protect you." Yeah.
So snuck in.
Yeah, totally. And so we're at this haunted corn maze, and I remember this guy wearing a clown mask. He didn't have like the full clown getup, but he had this very creepy like clown mask, like think like The Dark Knight where they're wearing the clown masks. And he like walks by a couple of times, but doesn't do anything overly scary. He's just kind of like letting us know that he's around. And we're like, "Oh, what up, clown? We've seen you a few times." And like, "Oh, there he is again." And all of a sudden we come around this corner and I'm like, "What's that on the ground?" And we look down and the fucking mask is on the ground. It's his mask just laying there, and we're all like, got this moment where we all got chills and we're like, "Oh shit." Because then he fucking pops out. And he literally came over and picked me up, slung me over his shoulder, and fucking marched off the cornfield with me over his shoulder. I was like, "Oh, I'm actually gonna die tonight." And then what I kept thinking, I was like, this would be the perfect crime.
Yes. I think about that every time.
Someone legitimately wanted to come murder me and carry me away into the woods. They could, because all they had to do is freaking put on a mask and no one's going to know they're not an employee. And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm dead. I'm going to die tonight. This is the end of my life. It's been a good one." Like, I'm
glad I'm here tonight.
Oh my God. It was so freaking scary. And
Did anybody come running after you?
He put me down after like maybe 10 seconds or whatever. Okay. He like turned around and carried me back. And I was like, "Oh, thank God, I'm going to live.
I'm not dying tonight."
But it was such a perfect scare moment to like have just like casually wandered by a few times, and then we come around a corner and it's just the fucking mask lying on the ground.
I mean, that's like the perfect scare.
It was so good. It was so good. And as like terrifying as it was, I just loved it so much. And it makes me sad that like they were probably not gonna be able to do stuff like that this year with COVID.
They who's it? There's a haunted hayride that you can go to, but it's a drive-through.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound scary.
So they have like really big displays and stuff that you drive through and still get scared. It's like, it's really expensive. Everything that we were looking at going to is super expensive.
Probably because like all of their normal stuff is like canceled, so they have to make money somehow.
Exactly.
But maybe we should still go anyway just to support them, because guys, do fun things for Halloween. Be safe, but support your local scare people.
Please hand out candy.
Yes.
Let the kids trick or treat.
I ran out of candy last year, and it was real embarrassing. So no. Last year we were in Ireland. Year before. And I was really embarrassed because the kids literally could come up to the house, and we had to like turn all the lights off to make it look like we weren't home, and I felt really bad. So I'm ready to go.
We have to like run outside when we see a kid because we get like 2 or 3.
Like, "Come, I have candy."
We literally stand outside like, "Kids, come here. Let me give you candy."
You don't sound like kidnappers or rapists
Not at all. Come to my door.
Come here, I have candy you.
It's perfect.
Ooh.
Okay.
So clowns. We've established clowns are scary.
They are.
And why not go to a motel filled with thousands of them?
Yes. It's perfect.
Anna, tell me all about this motel.
So this motel, the Clown Motel.
I'm so excited.
So we're just going to kind of go through a history of the motel /
the town.
Thank you.
Yep. Got you. Well, because the town itself is kind of like known for being haunted anyway, right?
Yeah. And it's smaller too.
Yes.
So we start off in 1900, where a man named Jim Butler accidentally stumbled upon silver-rich ore in Tonopah after throwing a stone at a donkey in frustration.
You asshole!
And noticed that it was heavy.
What?
So he was just pissed at this fucking donkey for God knows what reason.
And he picked this isn't a rock. Wait a minute.
This is weird.
What a douche.
Yeah.
You throw stones at donkeys.
Asshole.
That's really funny.
I know.
What a discovery.
So then Butler leased out his claims and collected royalties for all of the iron silver-rich ore out there. And so multiple mining companies were set up, including the Belmont Mining Company, which was founded in 1902 and grew into a thriving mining community.
Oh, okay.
So in 1901, Tonopah Cemetery was built, and it was closed just 10 years later. It was mainly used to bury victims of the 1905 Tonopah plague.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah.
This little ass town
super weird.
has their own plague.
They have their own plague. So in
Tell me about
1905, the Tonopah plague hit.
Oh, no.
Which is a mysterious plague that they still don't know what caused this plague.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. So it was a plague that swept through Tonopah, and it would start in the chest, like as chest pains, and then it would lead to death within a matter of hours.
Hours?
Hours.
Christ.
Like it just annihilates everything in your body.
Oh
and you're just like dead.
God.
Yeah.
And I love this so much. I like have chills at how cool this unsolved medical mystery is.
And I think it only stayed in Tonopah. Like it didn't go anywhere else.
Weird.
Like it had to have been part of the drinking water or something.
Sure.
Like
some parasite came in some food item or water from somewhere else, and oh, that's so weird.
Mm-hmm. So then, during autopsies to try and figure out what the disease was, they found that the livers of the victims were completely black and hard like stone.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm just like so fascinated by this. Oh my god!
So doctors, tell us what this is.
Yeah, what kind of disease turns your stone or kidney into a stone?
Yep.
Like no, liver.
Liver.
Oh my god, I got all the details of that wrong. What turns your liver into a rock?
Yes,
is what I meant to say.
So weird.
Yeah.
So they have accepted it as pneumonia caused by poor sanitation.
Okay.
I don't know.
But within hours? Pneumonia
Right.
doesn't kill you within hours. No. Or I guess maybe not today, but that's so weird.
Mm-hmm. That's scary.
Do you know how many people died?
I don't.
Okay.
No, that was a different... No. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I didn't look that up.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I love that kind of stuff. I love... Quick pause. Anything about, like, strange, mysterious disappearances of, like, colonies of people, or, like, this group of people, like, vanished off the face of the earth and no one ever found any remains and no one knows what happened. Like, the freaking Roanoke colony. Like,
I feel like that sounds familiar.
It's this colony of people, and I'm going to totally get everything wrong, but I want to say it's in, like, Virginia or West Virginia. I think it was a small island. I'm totally getting the details wrong, but it was this, like, colony of people who had moved from Britain to the United States before it was the United States. Mm-hmm. It was a colony, and someone, like, was sent back to England to, like, relay a message, and when they came back to the colony a few weeks later, everyone was gone. Like, literally everyone was gone. There was no evidence of any sort of bloodshed or violence or anything. It's just the freaking colony vanished. And none of the people were, like, ever found. And it's this really famous, like, unsolved mystery because it happened back in, like, the late 1600s or early 1600s or something like that, where this colony of people just, like, totally fucking vanished. And there's a lot of, like, theories as to what happened that, like, seem likely, but no one knows. It's just so weird.
That's so weird.
So that to me, like, strikes me as the same thing. This, like, super bizarre, like, illness that no one knows what it is.
That's
and
cool.
Came from who knows where and never went anywhere else, apparently.
Neat.
Yeah. I just love that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I got real excited.
That's okay. You're allowed to get excited.
Yeah.
So in 1911, in the early hours of February 23rd, in 1911, a fire had started deep in the Belmont mine. William F. Murphy had volunteered to go down and load up the miners to get them out. So he went down first, brought up a bunch of them, and then he decided he wanted to go down a second time to save even more people, even though at this point the tunnel was starting to get filled with smoke. So once he came back up the second time, he was determined to go down for a third time because he wanted to try and save as many people as he could. What a hero. I know, right? Yeah. So then on the third try, it took a little bit longer for the cage to come up. And when the cage emerged, there was the mine workers, but no William. He didn't make it up after the third time.
What a hero.
I know. So one of the men in the cage had stated that someone fell out on the way back up and they knew it was William.
He just fell? He was in there and he fell. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so sad.
Just fell to his death. Oh. So his final words before his last descent was, "Well, boys, I've made 2 trips and I'm nearly all in, but I'll try again."
Oh.
This poor Poor guy.
What a freaking hero.
Right?
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. How many lives do you think he saved? Like
a lot.
over a dozen?
Oh, I'm
Dozens?
sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I'm sure.
crazy.
Yeah. In total, there were 17 men who lost their lives that day, including William. And you can find William's grave in the Tonopah Cemetery behind the motel. And the headstone that reads, "Died while saving lives."
I just got chills. I just got all the chills.
Poor guy.
Oh, William.
I know.
Yeah.
He died saving everybody.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad he got honored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in 1942 was the second Belmont mine fire.
Another one. Oh,
Yep.
no.
And Clarence David died in this fire and was also buried in the Tonopah Cemetery. And he happened to own a clown collection.
Of course he did.
And here's where it all starts.
No, we're like, I was like,
Trying to avoid the clowns, but it's going to come full circle.
All these mine fires are going to be related to clowns, and there's the connection.
Yep. So, in 1985, Leona and Leroy, who were Clarence's children, opened up a motel next to the cemetery where their father was buried.
Did you say 1905 or 85?
85.
85.
Yep.
Okay.
Because 05 was the
Oh,
plague.
yeah. Duh. I'm with you. Good. We're good.
So this is where they displayed all 150 of their father's clown collection.
That's too many.
So the collection of clowns includes clown portraits, statuettes, snow globes, posters, Clowning Around magazine. They have their own magazine, which is even worse.
Ew.
It's a fucking magazine of clowns.
I don't like that.
No, thank you.
Ew.
I want none of that.
Clowning around. Very clever.
I don't like it. They have miniature clowns, life-size clowns, and caged killer clowns.
What the fuck?
Why are you caging caging killer clowns?
Well, do you want them roaming free? I don't think so.
I don't want any clown roaming free. I don't want any clowns anywhere near me ever.
So you should put all the clowns in cages?
Yep.
Free the clowns.
No.
Hashtag freedom.
No. Not for the fucking clowns.
Okay, but the killer ones should for sure be in cages.
Killer ones should be in cages.
Yeah.
Keep them away.
But
okay?
my question is, why are they in his collection then?
Because clowns.
Because...
Don't ask questions.
Okay. I'll just blindly accept it for what it is. Because there really is no logical explanation.
There isn't.
You
Why
just
why
kinda-
do you enjoy collecting clowns?
I don't know. My grandma, I love her dearly, but she collects dolls.
So did my grandma.
It's a grandma thing.
I have so many dolls. I hate them.
Like, as soon as we turn age, 69, are we just going to start, collecting small porcelain dolls?
Yes.
It's just like, oh, we're grandmas now.
They're
we're going to have
be
dolls.
our friends.
Our babies.
Because we can't have babies.
Our little children.
God.
Friends for Satan.
Jesus Christ.
No idea what that voice was. But honestly, so she had, to this day, has $250 in her apartment. They're
That's
just
disgusting.
everywhere, and they're all sorts of sizes, from little miniature to, she doesn't have any life-size ones, but to medium-ish size ones, and they're just freaking everywhere. And as a kid, it freaked me out.
Yeah, no.
There's got to be something about it, because I've never had a bad experience with dolls. I'd never seen a horror movie where something creepy happened with dolls. Just as a kid, without any prior exposure to being scared of dolls, I was freaked out by her collection.
Yeah.
There's just
so
something
uncomfortable.
innately scary about lots of little human things looking at you. I'm like,
No, thank you.
I don't like it.
Their eyes follow you.
yes, they do.
It's gross.
I don't like it.
All right. So in 1995 is when Bob and Deborah Perchetti bought the Clown Motel, and everybody loved the couple and said that Bob's dedication and passion showed through to all of the guests that passed through, and they all mentioned that he was such a great host, and they kept the clown history alive and well.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, from 2015 to 2019, a couple little fun facts. Ghost Adventures crew went out and investigated the motel. Writer Christopher Sabella stayed in the motel for a month to experience the supernatural and wrote a comic book about his experiences.
I found him, actually, when I was researching hauntings, and there was a link from an article to his comic about his experience there. But
really?
The link was broken.
Oh,
and I was going to be
no.
I'm going to find this freaking comic and
Yeah.
read it, and I couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Dang it.
You suck, Chris.
Yeah. And then there was the Clown Motel, the film, which came out in 2016, which was a short film.
Oh.
So we have to, like, find
Let's find that. Share a link to it.
Exactly. Yeah. Then in 2017, the motel was up for sale after Bob and Deborah decided that they wanted to retire. They were done working.
Who bought it?
So, let me tell you.
Tell me all about it.
In 2019, the Mahar family purchased the motel, and they have invested a lot of time and effort improving the facilities and renovating the rooms. And they want to make sure that they preserve the history of the motel for years to come.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sources are history.com and the clownmotelusa.com.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Way to go. That's Anna, by the way.
Hey,
hello.
Hey, I'm Anna.
Hey, I'm Annie.
So there's that.
Cool.
So that's the history of the Clown Motel.
That's pretty awesome. So I think it's interesting, too, what you didn't mention is that the motel is actually located directly next to the cemetery where all of those mine workers who died were buried, which is cool because, so the story connects not only because of the fact that someone who died in the mine fire, his family purchased the motel, right? Is that what you said?
The second fire, Clarence died in it, and then his children.
Right, so his family built the motel.
Yes.
But so, like, it's not only connected by, like, the fact that he was in one of the fires and then his family built the motel, but they also built it right next to the cemetery where all of those miners died.
Yeah.
Or, well, not where they died, where they were buried.
Yes.
Which is interesting.
Which leads us into paranormals.
Because guess what?
It's haunted!
It's haunted. Go figure.
Woo!
I thought it would just be a super happy clown place. I never imagined in a million years that there would be ghosts at a fucking clown motel.
Well,
Ridiculous.
of course there are.
There's over 2,000 clowns today,
Jesus,
just so you know.
That's disgusting.
I'm gonna
I know. That's
there.
how I found out about this motel is because I watched Ghost Adventures.
I know.
And the lobby is just fucking filled with clowns.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It's disgusting.
I'm gonna lock you in there.
I will not go there.
You will go there.
No, I will not.
I'll pretend like I'm taking you on a road trip somewhere else.
Well, now I'll know. We start heading towards Nevada, I'm going to walk home.
It'll be 10 years from now. I'll be like, you go to sleep. I'll drive for the next 6 hours and surprise you. Be like, oh, we're at the Clown Motel.
Nope.
Surprise.
Not happening.
So I didn't realize that the most recent owners bought it like last year. That's really cool. Do you know when the Ghost Adventures episode was from?
2016.
Okay. So with the previous owners.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, yes, the Clown Motel is haunted. Go figure. So my sources were housebeautiful.com.
Okay.
Don't ask me. I don't really get it. Travelchannel.com, history.com, lasvegasweekly.com, news3lv.com, and ourcommunitynow.com.
Oh my.
Lots of
So
sources. Because so many of the stuff was just like, oh, the Clown Motel is so creepy and people say it's haunted. I'm like, okay, but tell me about the hauntings. Like, give me some details.
Give me some sustenance here, please.
So I had to find some very specific articles about things that people have actually reported experiencing, which there are a number of, mostly from staff and hotel employees.
Can I just state that neither of us used Wikipedia this time?
For the first time, ever.
Wikipedia had nothing. I found one source that literally laid out that timeline for me. I was like, all right. Wikipedia had nothing.
As much as we love Wikipedia, I'm glad to say we've broken free from our dependence of it.
We have.
Oh my God.
We're getting so good.
What a historic moment. How fitting.
On our year anniversary.
We've graduated.
We're breaking away from Wikipedia.
We're breaking up with you, Wikipedia.
Yeah.
We found other sources.
Even though we'll be back till next week.
Yeah, we will.
It's fine.
Well, that's amazing. I did not realize that at all. Good catch. Good catch. So the town of Tonopah itself, in general, is widely believed to be haunted. So probably tying back to the kind of the plague that happened there and the mining fires that resulted in the deaths of several miners, it's kind of goes without saying that it makes sense that there would be lingering energies of spirits in the town. So in general, there's like a whole website dedicated to all the different haunted places in Tonopah. And in fact, the episode where they went for Ghost Adventures, they went to the Clown Motel, but they also went to like the high school and a couple of other like buildings in town.
I remember that.
Because there's a bunch of haunted places, I guess. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So the Clown Motel has been dubbed, quote, America's scariest motel.
Oh, weird.
But I think this is the first time we've actually talked about a motel.
Yes, not a hotel.
Right. And I'm still not super clear on the difference between the two, but this is the first motel that we've done for sure. So I guess it's I feel like
motels you access from outside, and hotels it's like a bigger building inside, like apartments.
That makes sense.
Maybe.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that makes sense. You're probably right. So guests from literally all over the world come to stay at the hotel because of its reputation. Oh,
shit.
Yeah, like literally Australia, Germany, like all over the freaking world to come stay here. I know, like what a freaking thing to like, not that the Clown Motel isn't interesting, but like we have the Grand Canyon, like New York City, like all the other amazing things to come see in our country, and you're going to come here from Australia to go to a fucking Clown Motel.
Yep.
What is wrong with
ridiculous.
you? Ridiculous. So dumb. So dumb. But, you know, to each their own.
Yep.
So guests from literally all over the world come to stay and have reported all sorts of strange experiences while staying at the motel. According to reports of paranormal activity, rooms 108, 109, 210, 215, and 217 are the most haunted, with the highest number of paranormal incidents. And there are a lot of general stories about unexplained noises, strange lights, and full-body apparitions at the motel, as well as the nearby cemetery.
Oh, shoot.
And when I say nearby, I mean, like, it's literally, like, 10 feet from the motel.
Yep.
Like, it's not across the street. It's not in the other neighborhood. It's literally right there.
Yep.
In fact, they actually charge a premium for rooms that have a view of the cemetery.
Oh, really?
They cost extra.
Oh, dang.
Which I think is so funny because
cool.
I feel like in most situations, like...
That, like, drives down...
Right. Like, for normal people, like, being next to the cemetery, you'd want, like, a discount on your room. And in this case, you actually pay extra, which I just thought was really hilarious. So, a number of staff members have, as well as the owner himself, so the newest owner, has also experienced numerous paranormal encounters in the motel. The owner became convinced the motel was haunted shortly after purchasing it. He heard sounds that he was convinced were footsteps, knocking, and disembodied voices coming from unoccupied rooms. So rooms where he knew for a fact there was no one staying, no one should have been in there, and the staff wouldn't have been in there because no one was staying. They didn't have to clean it or anything, and he's hearing these strange noises. And he came to believe that the ghosts from the cemetery next door had come by to visit, but not to cause any serious trouble.
Oh, okay.
They're just kind of be like, hey, what's up?
I'm here.
What up?
I'm here to party in the Clown Motel.
These rooms are vacant, right? I can like chill here.
Yeah.
Andrea Selig, a housekeeper who works at the motel, or worked, not sure if she's still employed there, has reported feeling extreme and unexplainable anxiety in every single one of the motel's rooms at least one time.
Oh.
So she's just real anxious all the time.
Okay.
Just anywhere she goes,
she's like,
that is. I'm like, why wouldn't you
It's every single room.
Why wouldn't you work somewhere else?
Right?
Like,
exactly.
I don't know.
Get out of there.
So she says it feels like something unseen is with her in the room, which is what's making her feel uneasy. And she has also seen doors slam shut by themselves and has seen an apparition in the next door cemetery, which, quote, manifested out of a grave.
Oh.
And looked like a person, but was all black. So she...
That'd be so creepy.
Yeah. So, and they interviewed her in the Ghost Adventures episode, and she apparently was with, I think it was a friend of hers, where they had like looked out the window and they saw this black figure literally like come up out of the grave, and it was all black. Which makes me think of like someone who would have been covered in like soot and smoke from the mine. Yep. And I guess black is a common color for ghosts anyway, but...
Right, but it makes sense where it is and knowing the history.
Right. I thought so too.
Yeah.
So... Marie Brune, who also either works or worked at the motel at the front desk, said that she had worked there for 10 years, but it took her 7 full years before she ever saw anything unusual. So I think for a long time she was like unconvinced that it was haunted, and then all of a sudden she had this weird experience where she said, quote, I was in housekeeping a good 7 years and nothing ever happened. Then one day I'm behind the window folding laundry. A woman peeked her head back to look at me. I get up to tell her that she can't be back here. Nobody can be back here. But when I come out, there is not a soul. Mysterious laundry lady.
No, thank you. Like, basements and laundry rooms creep me out.
Why is it always, like, laundry?
I don't know. But, so, backtracking quite a few years.
Oh, yes.
My ex, he lived in New York for a while.
He did?
Mm-hmm. He was in Albany.
Oh, yeah, you went to visit him.
Yeah.
I kept thinking you were just there on vacation, but I forgot he lived there.
Yeah. So he lived in like this kind of like a duplex. So there are two separate units, but then in like a common space, it would go downstairs, and both tenants would have access to the downstairs, and on either side they had their washer dryer. Creepiest fucking basement ever. It's just like the bricks for the basement, no insulation, no nothing. And then there was this open doorway on the back part of the wall that just led to underneath the house, I think. I never went back there because it made me so uncomfortable, and I could not go down into that basement by myself.
Did you feel something
I
supernatural?
Was so uncomfortable, and I didn't know who was going to pop out of that little cavern something back there. I was like, fuck no.
Probably like a poor homeless person.
Probably because the little door that they had into this basement was just like a little tiny like latch door.
Yeah, no lock or anything.
No.
Yeah.
Like, nope. No, thank you. Anybody could be living in there.
Yeah, I mean, basements in general are creepy, and the fact that a lot of people have to do laundry in their basement just makes me I'm so glad mine's on the main floor. Yeah. I don't have to do that.
You're lucky.
I'd like pee my pants if I had to go down to the basement to do laundry. Our clothes would be dirty forever. I hate basements.
Just wouldn't do it. It's just the worst.
Well, like I should say unfinished basements.
Yes.
Even finished ones like have their moments where I'm like, meh.
But they're not as bad as unfinished.
Yeah, don't love it.
Nuh-uh.
Don't love it. Mm-mm. So... yeah, so she's like doing laundry, sees this woman like peeking out from somewhere, and then when she goes to investigate, no one was there. So the same woman, Brune, also says that there was once a medium who stayed at the hotel and claimed that there were no ghosts there, in fact. But when he had arrived, he said there was a woman standing behind Brune herself at the check-in. So Brune suspected, based on the description of the woman that he said he saw, that it was actually the deceased mother of another employee of the hotel.
Oh.
So he had like described, he's like, yeah, there was this woman behind the desk with you. And she was like, what did she look like? And he was describing this woman that the employee recognized was the dead mother of another employee. And when they showed a picture of her to the medium, he confirmed that it was her.
That's weird.
So he didn't see anyone that had to do with anything to do with like the cemetery or a clown or anything. He just saw the deceased mother of another hotel employee.
Huh.
Just like chilling behind the check-in, like hanging out.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable.
So she's like,
gross.
That's kind of weird.
A little bit.
And like, why is her mom haunting her like at work?
Right?
Rude.
She's just making sure that she's staying on task, okay?
Honey, get back to work. You've taken too long of a lunch break.
Okay, get off your phone.
Get off your phone. Be responsible. Mom, leave me. You're embarrassing me, Mom.
Let me just do my job.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
So one of the other hotel staff said that a visitor once told him he had awoken in the middle of the night and saw a clown standing in his room.
No.
Standing there. Just chilling.
No.
I don't know.
I would leave all of my shit in that room, and I would be up out of that bed so fucking quick.
Apparently people have done that. Have just like pieced out in the middle of the night and left.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yep.
No.
I don't know if that person went on to, I couldn't find any more details, if they went on to elaborate whether or not the clown like disappeared or was an apparition or what happened after he saw the clown. Probably. Good point. He probably pieced out and ran, but I don't know if he did or not. I don't have any more details.
Yeah, with my luck, that's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah. And he'd be standing over your bed like,
stop!
Holding a knife.
So many chills.
So you love It then?
Oh no!
I love those movies.
Oh,
did you see the second part?
So uncomfortable right now.
Did you see part 2?
Oh no!
It's so good.
I'm so sweaty.
Partially champagne, part clown.
All of it. My feet are so hot too.
Anna's got those classic.
Oh my god!
Champagne clown sweats.
Oh fuck! I'm so uncomfortable. I'm at 96 my heart rate, guys.
It's going up.
We've exploded since we started.
She's going up.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Well, I'll get to some more clown-specific things in a minute. So, another person who stayed at the hotel once wrote a review about their stay saying, I heard a knock last night at my door. I checked and nothing was there. I also heard voices throughout the night and found scratches on the wall.
Fucking
scratches.
clown nails.
Fucking clown nails. A little scritchety scratch on the wall. Another visitor said his wife heard a, quote, creepy laugh outside of the door to their room.
Stop.
Experienced several cold spots throughout their room and felt something poke her arm in the middle of the night.
Fuck you, clowns.
Poking
Gross.
clowns.
No. I just think of a clown with like the really pointy fingers. And
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah, like freaking Pennywise from
Yes.
It and his long ass little, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when Ghost Adventures went there, so Zach Baggins himself specifically,
He was so funny.
he was so like done with that place.
Hated that place.
So he apparently also suffers, just like Anna,
Yes.
he suffers from chlorophobia.
I related so hard to him in that episode.
Yeah.
He was just fucking done.
It's the fear of clowns.
Yes.
So of course he decided to like be like, fuck you clowns, I'm gonna go check it out. So he went there by himself. The rest of his crew went to investigate other areas in town. Like I said, there was the haunted high school and like other buildings. So Zach specifically went to the Clown Motel alone. And while exploring, Zach saw what appeared to be a shadowy figure off in the distance across the parking lot from the motel. So he was like seeing this figure, and he like pulled up his flashlight to like shine a light on it. And behind him, the door to the motel opened by itself. Yep. He's like, what's that? And you could kind of see this like kind of shadowy black blob off in the distance. And as soon as he puts up his flashlight, you hear the door behind him open.
Fuck.
Super
Just
creepy.
walks by him.
He's like, all right, off to a good start. So he goes in and he is like asking the spirits of the motel if they were the ones like possessing the clown dolls. Like, do you have something to do with clowns? Like, he's just like asking them questions in general. And he asked the spirits, like, if they were possessing the clown dolls, could they reveal themselves and, like, laugh for him? So he kept being like, hey, someone, like, laugh for me. Show me you're here by, like, laughing. So he's, like, standing there listening for a response and, like, recording to see if he could find any, like, EVPs. Mm-hmm. So he's standing completely still. And when I was watching the clip of the episode, all of a sudden he just, like, flips the fuck out. And I, like, didn't catch what happened, but he was literally, like... And it's like all this like bleep, bleep, bleep. And then he just like runs out of there. And I was like, wait, what just happened?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, right. Just lots of swearing like we do.
Yeah.
Except for we don't bleep ours out.
Yeah.
And so they go back and he's like, the clown just fucking moved its hand.
Yeah, I remember that part.
Yes. So he's standing there.
It was like a big full-figured clown too.
Yes. They have like 4 different life-size, like they're like Ronald McDonald type clown dolls. And there's one sitting on a chair and he's standing there recording, listening for the EVP. And when he's like standing completely still, the hand of the clown up next to him just like slides from its lap, like off of its lap.
Fuck that.
And then they like stopped and they zoomed back in on it and it's just like boop, and the hand just slides down. And he was like, I'm out of here, you guys. I'm fucking done with this place. I'm done. He freaked out so bad. And like part of me feels like someone could have really easily like pulled a string that moved the hand.
Right.
But also like... Could it be a hand moving? Maybe.
Could be.
I don't know.
And then I remember them afterwards because they went back to check to see if they could move it or what happened. And Zach made one of the other guys like go up, like go squeeze his leg to make sure it's not an actual person.
Oh,
sitting there.
I didn't watch that part. I only watched the part where he was like actually investigating. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, I thought that maybe I had like moved and like the gravity of my feet had like bumped it or like shifted anything in the flooring. It made it move. But he's like, if you go back and watch the clip, he's standing perfectly still.
Yep.
So it's definitely creepy. And there's also a different group that came and investigated the motel as well. And they reported the same exact thing happening. Which,
shit.
On the one hand, the cynic in me is like, okay, so maybe this is just what they do when paranormal investigators come. They like make sure to have someone planted, ready to move the hand. Or... it's actually a legit thing, and the hand moves because the doll is fucking possessed.
That's disgusting.
So yeah, the second group that came to see it was called Paranormal Voyages.
No.
And so they did something very similar, and they saw, I think it was a different doll, actually, now that I think about it, because they had multiple life-size ones.
Yeah, yep.
And they reported the same exact thing, that the hand moved off of the lap while they were there. And they were like, yeah, we decided to leave. They did the same thing. They also left mid-investigation. She's the head investigator. Her name is Celia Ramos. And she essentially just was like, we need to be done. I'm done now.
Yep. Fuck that.
Yep.
Not dealing with that.
She was interviewed afterwards and said that the spirits that haunted the motel apparently liked to touch people. And she heard some stories about them pulling covers off of people in the night. And just, like, generally pranking visitors of the motel.
Yeah.
Anna's smiling so hard right now.
My kind of spirit.
Yeah. So I didn't really find any specifics about that, but she said that in their research they had heard stories about people having the, like, blankets pulled off of them in the middle of the night without any explanation, which is always terrifying.
That's fun.
So this last piece is really strange. This is
preparing myself.
So it's really weird, and the cynic in me wants to be like, okay. But the last piece that I found, there are stories of a clown wielding a full-size ham that has been seen around the property.
I don't fucking think so.
Like a dinner ham. Like holding it like a club. And so there was one person who visited the motel with a friend, and they ended up writing an article about their stay in Tonopah for, like, the Las Vegas local newspaper or something. Mm-hmm. And they said that their friend Michaela was in a parking lot, and she started like screaming for her friend to come down and like, come look, and like was freaking out and insisted that their friend come down to look because she claimed she saw a clown armed with a ham running around the parking lot of the motel. And later, when checking into their room, they saw a, quote, creamy smudge on the outside. I know, that description is so disgusting. I really don't like it. Creamy. A creamy smudge, which they said they thought it was ham grease. It had like a smell, and they felt like it could have come from a ham.
Maybe it's semen.
It could be. Could be ham.
Motel and people are just spurting it everywhere.
Ew! Is that what
You're
one
welcome
does at
for that.
motels?
Yes.
Well,
walking around,
so
going at it.
So funny you should say that, because there was a story on Reddit about someone who went to visit with a friend, and so this is kind of graphic. This is like content warning for anyone who's like younger than 16, like stop listening. So they were staying in the motel, and his friend, he was like peeing in the bathroom or something, and the friend went over and was like standing by the window, and all of a sudden freaked out, like started swearing, and they went to their bag and grabbed their like personal firearm that they brought with them. And was like, we need to fucking go now. We need to go. So the friend is like, oh my God, what's going on? He like had no idea what was happening. He also went to his bag and grabbed his gun that he had, and they were freaking. And so he didn't know what was going on. He just heard his friend freak out and say like, we need to leave. And when they left the room and like got outside, I don't know if they like went to the car or something, but the friend told him that he saw a like fully dressed up clown outside of his window having sex with a ham.
What?
Why? Yep, but I don't know if you like carve a hole in it or what, but like,
well, you got to, otherwise it's gonna do nothing.
It's just gonna be like,
maybe it's a spiral
just
ham.
Like dick slap at the spiral ham. So I don't know. Like, part of me really just feels like that's probably some local like pervert who knows about the hotel's reputation and likes to play pranks on people. Like, apparently the internet has kind of written this story off as just like, either like some of the staff people get paid to like dress up like a clown and scare people to like make sure everyone gets their money's worth and feel like they've had a scary experience, or it's just some person who likes playing pranks on people and does weird shit, like have sex with a ham in front of someone's window. I'm
sure that's probably what it was.
It makes me think of that. Do you remember that story a few years ago about like the freaking clowns in the woods in like South Carolina or something?
Yeah, they're just fucking killer clowns walking around.
Right, just because people are bored and have nothing better to do. They're like, I'm gonna just pretend to be a clown in the woods.
That.
So I have to imagine it's someone doing that. I'm pretty sure it's not a ghost. I'm pretty sure it's just some person who thinks it's really funny to like be a ham of all things. I don't know, like why ham?
Yeah,
but I feel like I had to just tell that one because it was so weird. I was like,
I don't think that's a ghost. I don't think ghosts are having sex with ham.
I think it's a pervert,
probably,
who gets a rise out of freaking people out.
Yes.
So.
Yep, exactly.
We'll just go with that. And on that insanely absurd and disgusting note,
That's the Clown Motel.
That's the Clown Motel.
I hope you enjoyed these stories.
I hope you loved that mental image.
Super fun.
I'll never not think about
great.
that now.
So, on to our next segment, friends.
Craft Cocktail Cult.
Craft Cocktail Cult.
Dun-dun.
We are making it real easy tonight for you. And we are making a gin and tonic.
Delicious.
Please make sure to use good gin.
Yep.
I very much enjoy Hendrick's gin.
It's quite good.
It's quite delicious.
Crappy gin gives me a real bad hangover.
Crappy
Even after
gin
like one
just
drink.
Disgusting.
It's gross.
Yeah,
it
it's
tastes
not
like
good.
Christmas in a cup, but
Yep.
not in a good way.
Yep. Real good gin doesn't taste like Christmas in a cup.
I don't want Christmas in a cup.
No. Otherwise, Jay Carver, I should be like a spokesperson for them.
You really should get paid.
I know. Because their gin is just delicious.
Everything they make is delicious.
It's so good.
It's so good.
So your good old gin and tonic, you're going to get a lowball glass. You can use a highball glass if you want. Put some ice in there. You're going to put 2 ounces of your favorite gin, followed by typically 4 ounces / just fill the cup with your favorite, oh Jesus,
Tonic water?
tonic water. Thank you.
Which is that different from club soda?
Yes.
Okay, what's the difference?
Tonic water is kind of more, it's more sugary. It's got a different taste, whereas club soda is just like charged water.
Okay, so tonic water has a slightened like flavor element
Yes.
to it. It's got sweetness.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And let me tell you, use a good tonic water. So you can use Q. Q is really good tonic. We've had that. It comes in a little 4-pack. Fever Tree is by far my favorite tonic. Literally the taste of, I didn't think it mattered until we tried Fever Tree. Holy shit, does it change the taste of your drink.
You just get that at the liquor store?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Liquor store, Target.
Yeah, I'd be in the like former boat of like, it's all tonic water.
Yeah,
It all tastes the same.
No, it's a lot different. It makes it taste so much better.
Pro tip.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you just garnish it with a little lime wheel and you are good to go.
Super simple.
That is your gin and tonic.
Super delicious.
It's so good.
Yum.
I love it. I used to hate gin because I thought it just tasted like pine needles.
Me too.
But now that I've actually had a decent gin and tonic, it's quite delicious.
Gin and tonic used to be like my least favorite cocktail
Yeah.
of all time because I'm like, it's fucking pine needles and bubbly water.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
Exactly.
But yeah, a good one is good.
Yeah.
So.
It's perfect.
Make a good one. Don't be lame.
Yeah. Good ingredients, friends.
So, friends, please enjoy this latest recipe from our craft cocktail cult.
Yes.
If you'd like to join our cult, please write us and let us know. Send in any stories you may have about scary things that may have happened to you. If you've been to the Clown Motel or anywhere we've talked about on the podcast,
let us know.
We want to hear about your experience, and we want to hear any personal stories you may have about something paranormal or unexplained that happened to you or someone you know.
Yeah.
Write them in to nightmarenation19@gmail.com.
Or you can check us out on all of these social media platforms. We got the Instagram nightmare.nation19 or Facebook nightmare_nation19. And we post some fun things. That's where you get your craft cocktail cult drinks.
It's where you get fun Throwback Thursday pictures of us as little teeny boppers.
You get just pictures of us in general, so you know what we look like.
Yeah, which is super important.
Yeah, it is. You gotta know what our... I don't want to have a radio voice. I hope I don't have one of those, but I don't know.
We are just disembodied voices.
We are.
We have no
just
physical
in the air.
form.
You don't know what we look like.
Floating through the podcast waves.
Yes. So, friends, until then,
please do not use a Ouija board.
just don't fucking do it.
Don't have a seance.
Don't do it.
Don't light candles and put on cloaks and look in the mirror and say Bloody Mary and
3 times.
Don't freaking do it. Do not invite demons into your life.
That's stupid.
Listen to stories about other people who have experienced demons.
And then just accept it as reality and just don't do it yourself.
Yep.
Okay?
Because... You know, you're scared when you watch horror movies.
Yeah.
You don't want that experience happening to you personally.
No,
so.
because that's fucking scary.
It is scary. No one wants that.
No.
So please be safe. Do not use a Ouija board.
Don't do it.
Until next time.
Until next time, friends.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.